Okay, good evening, folks. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday night. We're just going to chat a little bit about the storms that are coming in closer. If you caught the 9 o'clock stream, you know that we were talking about that Alabama looking a lot better than what we thought it was going to be looking like, meaning not as severe. So things are still trending in a good way for us, that they're not, let's see, last night, crazy with some of the storms that were way out to the west, and then this morning, Mississippi, big tornadoes, long track tornadoes on the ground. This has been a little bit of a different story in Alabama over the past handful of hours, to where it's just sort of changed form to where not nearly as many tornado warnings, and the tornado warnings that are there are not as large of tornadoes. They're sometimes even hard to find with rotation there. And then now most of it's been transitioning over to severe thunderstorm warnings, which, I mean, nobody wants a severe thunderstorm warning, but some of these are, it's not rotating anyway, straight line winds and some flood warnings there. So as I pull the map away, you can see that obviously the storms aren't here yet. A couple of green polygons, those are flash flood warnings. In the yellow, that's going to be your severe thunderstorm warnings, and there are no red ones. So no tornado warnings out there. And this is in an area, let me take you to the bigger picture, that has had that level 5 high risk. You know, we've been showing that for the past couple of days. That got dropped off a little while ago, so it's down to a level 4, which is still, I mean, the conditions are favorable if these storms could get in the right form to tap into the environment that's out there to go tornadic with some of this stuff. And we've seen some spin-ups, but they've been kind of brief. The biggest consistent thing with this has been a lot of lightning and some pockets of heavy rain and some gusty winds. So we can handle that if that's the way it ends up being. All right, so let me take you full here so you can see this a little better. The red box obviously is a tornado watch. So that just means watching for the conditions for tornadoes to see if anything pops up. That goes to Upson County here, so it's, you know, just outside of our area basically. And probably as we go on through tonight, I would imagine some kind of watch is still going to go up to cover the rest of the area as this rolls on through. We'll see though. Right now that's the only one that's there. So again, occasionally we'll see a tornado warning pop up. Most of it recently has been severe thunderstorm warnings. We went for a stretch there for an hour or so where there were no warnings other than these green flash flood warnings. So a much better scene than what we were thinking and what I was thinking it would look like coming in. I thought it was going to be, and still things can change, folks, so don't misunderstand here. I'm not saying, oh, this is fizzling out, it's nothing. Hit the hay, it's going to be fine. Still have a way of being alerted. Still, let's pay attention to this as we go through the overnight tonight. Sometimes these things can change a little bit. All it takes is one or two little areas of this to kind of morph into something else, and then all of a sudden maybe one of these cells out in front gets a mind of its own and then starts to kind of spin a little bit. So we're not out of the woods, but it is definitely looking a lot better than what we were thinking it would look like coming in to tonight. All right, so I'm going to take away the lightning here so we can see a little bit better. And actually, just so we can get an idea of the form of all this, I'm going to take the watch boxes off and the warnings, just so you can get a look at the sort of structure of all this. And notice you don't really see anything with hook echoes and stuff like that like you would see with tornadoes. Just batches of thunderstorms that are a little bit gusty and definitely a lot of lightning in there. So we can put the warnings back on, put the watch boxes back on, put the lightning on, because I wanted to show you this. Let's take what's in North Georgia and in Alabama. In the past 15 minutes, 2,432 lightning strikes. And of them, cloud to ground, one over 1,000 lightning strikes. So there's definitely, whether it's severe or not, it will still make a racket coming through. So it's going to get our attention as it comes through, but if we can do this with as few warnings as possible, then that'll be a great thing. Somebody says, what time will it hit here? Well, the timing is still kind of what we've been thinking, getting into our northwest counties sometime around 1 to 2. And by it getting in, I'm mainly talking about the main bulk here. Some of this out in front may start to get in a little bit earlier, but at least by 1 maybe, some of this. And I can show you on the graph model. So it looks like it initialized well. In other words, it's picking up with what the storms really look like right now. And as we go forward, there's around midnight to 1. So you can see what I'm talking about, maybe some of the stragglers out in front. And this latest run really tries to shred some of this apart. Let's see, let's go forward. Wow, I hadn't even seen this run. Just not, I mean, we're going to still have to watch this. I mean, this is 2 a.m. getting into 3. I mean, there's obviously still going to be something there. Then it tries to kind of bunch back up together here. This is around 4 to 5, 5 to 6. So the timing, let me go back. It looks like it slowed it down a little bit, or we'll have to wait and see. The different models are showing different timing, but I think we're on pace for about a 2 a.m. start in our western counties, 1 to 2. So it may not be 6 o'clock coming through the Macon area. This could be give or take an hour or two, either way. So this, or earlier, it could be 4, 3 or 4. There's 7 o'clock, and as we had talked about, weakening down in our eastern counties. There's not much left there by the time we get into 8, 9 o'clock. So again, something we're still going to have to watch very closely. Obviously, I mean, there's still risk out there. And again, this back here has all been trimmed back because Mississippi is pretty much done. But if you remember, this 4 went all the way over here, and then there was that big purple shaded level 5 right here. That got dropped off earlier once some of these cells just started kind of calming down. So the 5 is no longer on the map. The 4, eventually, as this goes on in, the Storm Prediction Center will start carving this off the back. And we're still in the 3. So these storms so far are looking friendlier in a level 4, so we would have to think that they're going to be at least that friendly for us as they come in on a level 3. So I'm liking the way it's going. But again, let's not let our guard down as we go, especially because it's overnight. Let's see. Okay, this is the tornado potential map that came out a little while ago, and once again, brighter shaded colors would show you where the likelihood is greater, even though there are no warnings out there right now, for tornadoes. Let's go forward and notice 1, 2 in the morning, how it really starts to drop down, and even more south, getting pushed down there, but no red or anything like that in there. So that's a much better sign. Flares up tomorrow in the heat of the day after these storms pass us. Coastal parts of Georgia into the Carolinas there, but it's out of our hair at that point. Let's check on, I haven't looked at the rainfall thing in a while because that's another part of this. Those projections have come down a pretty good bit. They were showing 3.5 inches, but if this thing splinters up like it was trying to show on that model run I just showed you, then we're not going to get as much rain. Let's take a look at the high-res model, see what it thinks. Okay, so this is starting from now, midnight. It kind of tracks with what's going on. It's around 1 a.m., so that timing's about right. 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's say like the Macon area, just an average of what I'm seeing in these models, it looks like it by the time we get maybe to 4 to 5 o'clock in the morning, that's clear of Macon. And then it's just kind of our eastern counties, and you can really see it kind of trying to splinter apart there. So something to still be watched, but that doesn't look as bad as what it could have looked like. And again, things can change, but for right now, we're trending in the right direction. Let's see, questions. What are the questions there? Saw some lightning in the distance here in Juliet. Okay. Oh, that is a good question. Yo, why isn't this on TV? It's 11. Let's go. I should have said that right at the beginning. Basketball ran everything late earlier today, college basketball, and so it pushed programming back. We are going to start the 11 o'clock show at 11:26 on TV. So that's the reason why I'm doing this right now. And I'm really not going to do this much longer here because we've got to get ready for the show. Let's see about questions. Oh, I'm going back and seeing everybody asking about the newscast. Yeah, my bad. I should have said that. It was because of basketball. See what other questions, hail predictions. Yeah, there'll be some hail in there. That's a good question, though. I haven't really checked on that lately. Let's see. Well, not much. There are a couple of pockets of hail back in Alabama there. Those little brown dots crossing I-20 and the Georgia state line right there. There's a little bit west of Carrollton, but small hail. So no, not a whole lot with that. There's more down here in Mobile on the tail end down there. Somebody says, I'm seeing some meteorologists saying it's intensifying coming into Georgia. Why is that? I don't know, Angel, who'd be saying that if they are, they're I'm not sure what they're basing that on. Do we have a threat of straight line winds? Yeah, we could have some straight line winds. That would be severe thunderstorm. Can't believe basketball is more important than the weather. I'm not sure what that means, Betty. That's not what we think at all, actually. We had no reason to go on during the basketball games. We didn't have any severe weather, just like we don't right now. But when the games are on, how that works on network television is they're allotted a certain time, and then after that game is over, all the rest of the programming from CBS that's on a Saturday night has to still play. So then it pushes everything forward, which makes the evening, the late news late. Yeah, it has nothing to do with anyone caring about one thing over the other. That's not what that is. Daniel, at least it wasn't the Masters. Hallelujah. Thanks for bringing that up. All right, so there's the big picture. I think we'll call this one, we'll just give an update on this. You can see a severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued to the west of Atlanta. So these types of things I think we may see some of. Instead of spinning storms, you can see them kind of bowing out a little bit here with some straight line winds. So we may get some severe thunderstorm warnings like this with some of that. And again, that's gusty winds, but I will take that any day over long track tornadoes like they had in Mississippi earlier today. So again, this map could look a whole lot worse than this. You could have red polygons all over the place, and we're not seeing that right now. Okay, cool deal, guys. So, things are trending in the right direction, and our show comes on in 10 minutes. So I'm going to go make sure I got everything ready for that. And, of course, we'll be talking throughout tonight. We're going to be here all night. So we'll all get through this together, and it'll move on out, and we'll enjoy a nice Sunday. See you guys.